Hey guys, welcome back here to another video here at Handyman Let's Go. My name is JayJay and you're watching Tuesday Tips. So for today, I'm going to give you 5 steps of why spacing your plants is so important for you. Tip number 1, nutrients intake. Now that is a very important thing. If you take it, what is nutrients? This is what we get from the sun, that's from the soil, from the fertilizer that we use. That's the type of nutrients that we need to take. So, I mean, it is something that helps the plant grow. If you take, like, for instance, say animals, let's take sheep, and you put them in one small little cage. So you've got about 50 in a small cage, and you put one small little bucket of food out there. Now, the one that gets to it first takes most nutrients out, and what happens to the rest? It fails. So what it means is that you need to, when you plant, you space your plants. It helps with the nutrients intake that the plants require, so that everything that your plant needs, he actually gets. So that's why it's important to space. And yeah, we get to the point of, yeah, but that's seedlings that you just planted out and all these things, and what am I doing with it now? My spacing is not right. Well, one or the other way, get either rid of it or take it out, plant it in another place where you can actually have more space. So yes, that's one of the downfalls of, too many seedlings that you've planted, the plants that you've planted. Rather take them out, and so that the rest of the plant actually will get the best nutrients that it needs from the soil, from the sun, from the fertilizer that you put into your soil. That's always the best. Point number 2, disease management. What is this about diseases? Yes, they are actually kind of a big problem. If you live in certain areas and things, it comes to a point where the one plant gets a disease, the next plant, and it goes on and on and on. Now, to prevent that is properly spacing your plants, so that actually stops and prevents your plants from actually giving to another plant that same disease. Then you can actually treat that one plant, or either get rid of it and you sort out the problem. It's like putting one sick animal into about 50 other animals. Later on in time, the one that is sick will take that disease or whatever that sickness is and pass it on to the next one, and so it spreads. So that's why it's very important to get to a point where you say, I'm spacing my plants also for disease management, so I can actually get to a place where I don't have any diseases that grows from one plant and then it springs to the next, and then that one kills the rest of my plants. You don't want that. So disease management, tip number 2, make sure that you keep that spacing out and give it enough room so it doesn't affect your other plants as well. Third point for spacing plants is your weeding. You need to weed your garden. Well, it depends on what you want to use. You can use your hands. When you do have a raised bed, it's also nice. I just love to fiddle in the ground to get my hands and everything dirty. But you can use the tools that you get, the small little rake and the small spade. You can use those type of tools to sort out the weeding problem. So weed your garden. That actually is a major thing, because if you leave your weeds, it takes all that other stuff that the plant actually needs to get it, and it gives it to the weed. It steals it. Don't let it steal the nutrients. fourth point is it makes harvesting easy. If your plants are spaced out properly, it gives you the opportunity to move around your plants, and it doesn't affect that if you might just damage the one plant, that it will not damage the other one. Or when you are harvesting the one and the others are not right yet, that you don't accidentally touch the others and it causes them actually to destroy the ones that is not yet right or not yet correct for harvesting. So it makes harvesting much easier when your plants are spaced out properly, and it gives you the opportunity to move freely between your plants, so you don't have, that problem of maybe stepping on or plucking out something that you don't want to, because that plant will produce the fruit that you need, or whatever the plant is about. It will give you the harvest that you need if you plant it and you space out your plants. So keep the spacing for easy harvesting. And so it comes down to the last point, tip number 5, is your harvest that you yield is correct. So it gives you the abundance that you need if your spacing is right, your nutrients is right, your weeding is right. It yields and produces the maximum amount of what the plant can give for your use. So make sure that you actually do get to a place where you space your plants properly and gives the best harvest times ever, because your plants will produce when they get enough of what they need and not of what they want. You need to make sure that they are needing the right stuff, because if you give them too much of one thing, they can kill the plant. But if you give them efficient space, sunlight, water, soil, it will produce the best of that plant. So yes, keep the spacing. So if you enjoy this tips, it's 5 reasons of, there's 5 tips of spacing your plants, make sure to give me a thumbs up. If you're not part of this family, of this handyman Let's Go family, make sure that you hit the subscription button, follow along, hit the bell, just so you'll be notified whenever I put another video on, whenever I share my thoughts and my tips on gardening. So come and join me, and I'll see you on the next one.